What
Oh my.
happened?
It wouldn't show me the email with the invite from yet last night.
Oh no.
I kept looking and I was like, I know I didn't delete it, but for some reason, like my Google Mail wouldn't show the email. Oh, sorry, my dog.
Oh goodness.
I'm about to put him outside.
Yeah. I know, I just had to come in here and shut the door.
Yeah, my son just had a meltdown too about lunch. First he wanted a pizza, then he's like, I don't want no pizza. So I had to give him something else.
Wow.
It's crazy. Crazy.
I'm trying to see. It sounds like I think there's a lag on this thing, so I'm trying to. It's coming through. All right,
Yeah, I've
let's
never
see.
seen Zoom being live on Facebook.
Yes, we are live, but for some reason it is. I think I'm just gonna do this. There we go. Okay. All I could hear was what was on the Facebook, and then I couldn't hear this. So it was like a lag. So I just closed it out. So hopefully it still works. We'll see. Okay. But anyway, all right. Well, at least we're on here. So that's a good thing. So, okay. So I got your message last night. I was working on some other things, but so you said you wanted to pick my brain about nutrition. So what does
Yeah.
that mean?
So, well, being a personal trainer, I mean, so I myself, with studying for my exams and whatnot, I've been stress eating. So I've gained weight, right?
Mm,
So now I'm trying to get rid of that,
yeah.
which working out, of course, is not the problem.
Right. It never is.
But the thing is, so well, of course, we know that nutrition is the biggest part of this,
Right.
or the bigger part.
Very much
So,
so, yes.
yeah, so because if you don't eat right, you can work out and work out. You might.
The
Uh-oh.
internet's messing up. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay.
You were
Yeah.
frozen.
Okay,
Let
you
me
did
put him
too.
out. Give me 1 second. I'll put him out.
Okay, it's all right.
Okay. Okay, so, and right now, even though I know what to tell clients, for me, meal prepping, I don't know, I make it harder on myself. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Overthinking.
Yeah.
Because I like it simple, I like it quick, especially with kids and
Yes.
so I'm just wondering how you go about, you know, meal prepping for yourself or your family or the whole.
It's all situational. When I was working full time, of course I had to do things differently. I'm a little bit more flexible now. Um, so it's kind of situational. So the good thing about when I had a meal prep when I was working full time is I'm able to help people meal prep when they're working full time. So that's actually a good thing that I actually had to go through that. And when I first started my journey, I was active duty military. We had our daughter already. So it was, mom, full time work, all that, you know. So it was um definitely a lot harder at first. And so that's why I tell people, you really just go slow at first. Don't try to do too much too quickly because then you get overwhelmed. And now, however many years later, it's probably been a good 9 years since I really started. Now, one of the things I don't do is I don't leave the house without food. Even for, so with your kids, never leave the house without food, right? Because then you're not tempted to go to like McDonald's or Burger King or all those places that your kids want to go to, right? So, you know, you already have food in the car. So that's another thing that I talk about, because one of the things that I talk about in my workshops is time management. So, you know, you're not wasting time going through the drive-through, and you're not spending extra money, because a lot of people are, well, I don't have, you know, I don't have the money to invest in my health. And that's really what it is. They don't say it like that, but that's what they're saying. They don't have the money to invest in their health. And so I'll say, well, you know, if you think about all the times you stop at the drive-through or go to the store and pick up random stuff that you probably don't really need and stuff like that, like those are all, it kind of all comes into play if you think about it. So when it comes to meal prepping, what I usually tell people is, you know, think about some of the meals that your family likes, some of the meals that you like. And with my Fitness Pal, you can actually put meals in there, and you can actually get meals from the internet and go ahead and just upload those. So if you find a recipe on the internet, you can use that, and you can actually go in and edit the ingredients if you have different ingredients or something like that too. So, you know, sometimes you just get creative, because a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to eat the same thing every day. I'm like, well, you don't have to. It's just, you know, it's a little more time consuming in the beginning. So, you know, if I'm putting a meal in there that I haven't had before in there, then it's going to be a little bit more time consuming in the beginning. But then if I go to cook that meal again, it's already in there, right? So it's easier later. So just like with the whole homeschooling thing, right? It takes a little bit more time. Yesterday, I had a big, huge whiteboard. I don't know if you saw the picture, and we did, you know, I did like the times, and because you know, I know my daughter needs that. She needs that. I need to be able to see what I'm supposed to be doing right now, and I'm the same way. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna put down the times and what she needs to be doing during those times, and then that way she's just knocking it out. Like I don't even have to worry about it right now. She's just knocking it all out.
And see, I
But
love that because I got to work on my time
yeah,
management. So
yeah, and you know, so it was harder at first putting that plan together, right? It was time consuming. It took me, you know, extra time to put that together. But now during the week, she's just doing what she got to do, right? And I'm
yeah,
doing what I have to do, because I have my plan in place of what I need to get done today. So the food is no different than everything else in life, right? If we plan ahead and we prepare what we can prepare ahead of time, then we're not having to fumble later. I know for me, and I haven't been able to put the post together yet, but like right now, protein sources are scarce. I'm very much missing my egg whites that I can't find anywhere right now. But I am grateful, so grateful, that I have the First Form products here, and they're still shipping out stuff. So I was able to get some. They have the level 1 bars, and just, you know, the good quality protein. So at least if I'm not able to get it all through my food, I know that what I'm putting in my body is okay. So I mean, it's not what I usually try to rely on, but you know, like this morning I was able to drink a protein shake. I had some Opti greens, and then I had my eggs and stuff like that. But my eggs are just so little now. There's like nothing, like this little, like 2 eggs, no egg whites. It's so little. I can't even make an omelet anymore. But there we go.
oh,
I have no idea what just happened.
I was like, oh my God, I'm alone.
I don't, it just stopped. I know. I was just like, what in the world? Okay, well, it looks like everything's still going. So I don't know. It could be we had to get a different internet yesterday.
Oh,
So we had to raise it, because right now my daughter's having to stream videos for her classes. And then I'm having to stream, hey, I'm having to stream for this. And so it's just, I think it was just too much, you know, so we ended up having to spend
our
more.
internet has been acting up too lately.
Yeah.
I think it's because everyone is home and they're all
Everyone's on it. That's what I said. That's what I said. I said that to the lady yesterday. I think everybody's just on it right now. So, and you know, I'm definitely, you know, we're not the only work from home people right now either. So,
Yep.
and Zoom is like the way that everybody's going right now. So who knows, between probably the website and yeah, the internet, who knows. But we have cable internet, so I'm hoping that we won't have any problems as far as people using it. But yeah,
There's crossed.
yes. But anyway, okay, so back to what I was saying. Yeah, so what I'll do usually and what I used to do is I would prep my meals in advance. I would usually go grocery shopping like Friday or Saturday, just depending on what my schedule was like. If I had a day off on Thursday, of course I'd go on Thursday. Whatever day off I had, that or I would schedule a day off. Now I have the flexibility to do that where I'll schedule some time off, and be like, okay, I need to go to the grocery store.
And see, what I thought about is, for me, what I thought might benefit me is to meal prep like breakfast, because I know what my kids eat. They pretty much eat the same every morning.
Yeah.
Especially my daughter, she's picky. So
Yeah, mine is
but
too.
if I prep, like breakfast, lunch, and snacks for myself, and then I already know what I want for dinner, and just prepare dinner fresh, like, cook it the
Yeah.
same day. So I thought that might help me because the funny thing is, I used to, eat the way I was supposed to, and then this whole personal trainer exam kind of stressed me out. So I was like, oh, so
Yeah.
I started, and now I'm like, oh, I want to eat all of this food, and I'm like, no,
Yeah.
you can't.
Yeah. Well,
So,
another thing that helps me out is I started doing intermittent fasting. I don't know if you know a whole lot about that, but I actually have a YouTube video on it, and then I actually wrote about it in my book too. But it's helps women especially because we have more fat burning potential than men do, but because we're childbearing and our hormones like to hold on to all the fat that we have, it's harder for us to lose weight. So like when I would have couples that I worked with, I would always tell the female, like, you're not going to see the same results that your husband's going to see right now. Like, you're just not. And that's
unfortunately.
really important. So that's something that you always want to remember. So if you do have a couple, make sure you're letting them know that, like, the male body is different from the female body, hormones, whatever else, so it's just one of those things. We all have our own little journey that we have to do. But yeah, because I had one couple, and she's a good friend of mine now, but she would always be like, why am I not seeing what he's seeing? And I was like, I told you. But so that's one of the things that every now and then I'll have someone try. I don't force anybody to do it. Obviously, I'm not in any kind of position to do that. I do what I always do. I provide information. I've done research and I've done studies, and then I share that information, and whatever people do with that, that's on them. So but it's good for anyone who tends to stress eat or overeat. And I've been in that position too, where, yeah, if you're stressed, or that's when it's that emotional soothing, right? And so, when I have clients who are in that same boat, I'll just say, well, this is one of the things that I started doing to keep myself from doing that. And then another thing that I do is, because I use my Fitness Pal, so I'll go ahead and plan my foods for the day, because that way I know that I'm hitting what I need to be hitting. I'll go ahead and put in my foods for the day. And then, because I'll usually have an idea of what I'm going to eat throughout the day or whatever. Um, Even if it's not cooked yet, I usually know kind of what I'm going to eat. So I'll just go ahead and put all that in there. And then, when I start feeling like, oh, I really want to eat something else, I'll go to put whatever that extra thing is. I'll go ahead and go to put that in there. And I'm like, oh, no, I can't. Like, it's going to mess me up. So it's really a mind game. You have to, force yourself against, because we all have these internal habits. So that's why I do a lot of like habit coaching, like helping people really just become aware of their habits, because if we're not aware of them, our habits will just take control of us, right?
Oh yeah.
So that's why I do a lot of that. But it's all stuff that I had to go through, and it just, but I had to become aware of it. So if we're not willing to become aware of it, we can't ever change it,
And
right?
that's the thing. I'm aware.
Right.
I'm aware.
Yeah. So what do you do to combat that? Like, you're aware of it and you know when you're doing it, you're probably not doing anything good for yourself. But what do you do to combat that? That's the important part.
Yeah.
What do you do? What comes in and says, okay, Maren, I really should not be doing this right now. Like, what else can I do? So one of the things I've also told people is, because I've had to do this too, is instead of grabbing whatever food that is, I'll grab some water. Because a lot of times our body's just thirsty and we think it's hunger or we're stressed. So we're just like, oh, we're just going to eat. But it's really just thirst.
Yep.
So.
And I read about that too.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a cover?
It is.
I love that.
It's this company, this is in my book too, Gallon Gear. Yeah, I have 2 of them and my daughter has the half-gallon one. But they made me an affiliate. So if you know anybody that ever wants one, let me know. Because they get 15% off using my discount code. Because I reached out to them and I said, hey, a lot of people are asking me about this thing. Like, do y'all have? But I actually have one of my prior clients. She's actually a good friend of mine now, and she started her own company here pretty recently. And she actually was with them, and so I was asking her about it, and then she told me about it, and so I got one, and then everybody was asking me about it. And yeah, so they ended up making. So yeah, so she and I are good friends still, and you know. It's pretty cool because I was actually able to help her get healthier, and now she's helping other people get healthier. So it's pretty cool to watch. Hey.
I thought you didn't want pizza. See, we're going through like mood swings.
Oh yeah.
Where we don't know what we want.
Yes.
We're driving mommy batty. Huh? He keeps talking about his birthday.
Oh, when's your birthday?
On the 4th.
Oh. I know there's a lot of birthdays around this time right now.
You're silly. But yeah, definitely. I mean, I just think it's important that people know about all this, like, because it is hard, you know, trying to stay on track with eating.
Yeah.
And especially being from Germany, we have all these amazing.
Yes. Oh, I remember. My health journey did not start when I was visiting my husband in Germany, believe me.
Oh, that's what I'm afraid of, moving back. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to gain weight.
Well, but so here's the thing though. So I've been doing this so long now that I've really just developed different habits now. And it's all habits, right? So you're going to go back there, and if you already have, oh, is she? I didn't even see her. She's trying to be quiet. Yeah, see, this is that whole work from home mom thing, you know. But you know, you're gonna go back there, and as long as you stick to your guns, you might actually be able to help more people, you know, because that's not the healthiest place, you know. And I know a lot of, you know, you have the older mindset, the older mentality where they're just gonna be comfortable because that's what they're used to.
Yep.
And you can't change everyone. But as long as you stick to what you believe and what you know, and you know you want to be around for your kids longer, and that's got to be bigger. That reason right there, that reason right there has to be bigger than anything else that keeps you from your goals. And that, I mean, that's what literally, that's the only thing that's kept me going through everything.
And that's what I'm trying to, like, when I think about foods for the day and stuff, because I'm trying to, it's not that I don't want them to eat sweets at all.
Right.
I just try to limit.
Yep.
I prefer them to eat, you know, like fruits and vegetables more.
Mm-hmm.
So, because my son, he loves meat.
Yeah.
The vegetables, yeah. Yep. He likes fruits.
Yeah. That's my daughter is the same way.
We're trying to, you know, better habits.
Habits, yeah. Well, and I became a distributor for, if I became a distributor for another company called Juice Plus, and that's why, because it's whole fruits and vegetables in a capsule, and my daughter can eat those in the morning.
I used to. I used to be with Juice Plus
Yeah.
for a while.
Okay. So you already have heard of
So,
them. Yeah. That's
yeah.
why. That was the whole reason. Because once I did all the research and, I did looked at all the studies and the peer review studies and stuff like that. And I was just like, okay, yeah, like if nothing else, at least for her, because yeah,
And
because
that's, I
you're
mean, I
trying to
tried
help
to
your
give
kids be
her,
healthier, but if they're picky, it's hard. And I didn't have the habits that I have now when she was younger. So, of course, had I instilled some of those things back then, it would have been a little bit easier now, probably. But even then, I mean, you got society and these kids, they're not getting taught this stuff at school, so it's up to us. We have to be the
yeah,
teachers when it comes to that stuff.
that's what I'm trying to. And I mean, I gotta say, my daughter, she loves fruits and vegetables, so she's
That's good.
definitely eating that. She would eat that. That's the thing. She would eat grapes and strawberries and bananas all day long.
Yeah.
I let her, but I also gotta limit that a little because
Yeah. Yep.
still it's fruit, like But
Too much. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, the good thing is your body can break down the natural sugars, but yeah, you don't want to overdo it,
yeah,
overload. It's got to be a balance. So that's why I tell people too, because I can overeat on protein. It's got to be a balance.
yeah. It's
You
got to
know,
be a good
yeah,
middle.
yeah.
What are you doing? This one.
Well,
You
hopefully
gonna
that
sit here?
helped you as far as you think that helped a little bit.
Oh yeah, it it's. I think talking to someone that knows what it's about and how.
Yeah,
Because I mean, of course, you want to be the best trainer, so you want to be a good role model for your clients. So,
yeah,
and I'm telling everyone, it's not always easy, even for a trainer. It's not
yeah.
always,
It's not. Nope, it sure is
we,
not.
we go through rough patches.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I mean. I just started being a lot more transparent and vulnerable and just it's allowed me to relate to people differently, like I think a lot of people just
Yeah.
thought that I just woke up and had it all together and I'm like, "No, no. Not even close."
And that's what I keep thinking. Like, there's people. I mean, of course, right now I'm not in the shape I want to be in for myself. But when I used to be, like light, like when I weight less and stuff before I even was a personal trainer, people were like, "Oh, you're so skinny," and it probably just comes easy to you. I'm like, it actually doesn't, because if I just look at food,
Right?
I was like, I have to work for it. I'm not,
Yeah.
just of course, when I was younger, but
Right. That's the thing. Like when I was younger, I didn't have to worry about any of this. Like
but
something
now,
happened after I had our daughter. It was like I was like 32
oh
and
no,
all of a sudden my body was just holding on to everything. I was like, "What is this?" I don't understand.
yep. That, that's the thing, and that's what I want people to understand, that even if we're like skinny right now, or you know it just doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
I mean, yes, there is people out there that have they have different genes and different
Right.
metabolisms and stuff, because
But it
everyone is
still takes hard
different.
work. It
But
still takes hard work for most people.
oh yeah, and I had to learn that. I went years without doing anything, eating whatever I wanted. And
Mhm.
then from one day to the next, you're like, bam, now you actually got to put in the
You got to
work
put
to
in the
look the
effort.
way
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
feel. Yeah. So,
Yep, I
yeah,
know. Well, and
you
that's
don't
what I
just
tell
get up
people
and
too. Like I've
fabulous.
done. Yeah, I know, right? Well, and that's like when I've done the bodybuilding shows, like that took a lot of work. That was not easy. That was not easy.
See, I would love to do that at some point, but it does scare me a little. It does.
Don't ever
'Cause
operate in fear.
I know. I got to get over that, because I really would love to do it, just to show myself that I
Right.
can. do it.
That's why I did it. It wasn't for anybody
To
else. It's for me.
no, and
Yeah.
that's the other reason why I'm working out. And it's not necessarily. I don't want to be skinny. I want to be strong,
Right.
and I'm doing it for myself to feel good
Right.
for myself. Because if I don't feel good in my own body, how can I teach others? To and it is
Yeah.
work, but it's also fun. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
So,
It is. It is. Once you create those
and I
habits,
try.
that's what I was saying. It all goes back to those habits, the habit thing. Once you create the new habits, because, if you have the old habits where exercise wasn't fun, then you have to, recreate those habits and make it
Oh
fun,
yeah.
and so that's a hard thing, and it takes time. And that's
Oh
what a
yeah.
lot of people
For
don't
the
want to
longest
don't want to
time, I
wait.
was like, I saw it. Oh yeah. Because I myself, I mean, before I started all this working out and whatnot, I used to see it as punishment. I was like, oh, why do I have to do this?
Ah.
But actually, once you get into it, I mean, when my husband had me start working out, he took me to PT in the morning when we
Oh
were
gosh.
living in Italy. He would take me every morning to PT at 6, and that's how I got into this whole working out.
Oh
And I
wow.
started loving it. I started seeing the progress, the
Right.
changes. I felt better, and I'm like, man, this is awesome. I saw how much weight I could lift, and I'm like, this is freaking amazing. So I
Yeah.
just started loving the whole process of it, and I'm like, and that's my goal. I want to show people that are not liking the whole working out progress, like the whole that it can be fun,
Right.
and when you see that you actually can do all these amazing things, and you
Mhm.
can lift weight, and you can be strong, and you don't
Yeah.
need it. For women, you don't need a guy to open a glass of pickles
Right.
for you. I think
Exactly.
it's just awesome.
Well, and you're a good role model for your kids too.
I don't need anyone to carry dog food in
I
the house.
know.
Yeah, that's
That's funny.
because my daughter is like already. Oh, look, I'm gonna be strong
Yep.
like you, and
Aw.
gonna work out, and I love that.
Yeah.
So for me, because I'm a superhero fan. I love superhero movies,
Yeah.
and I got tattoos of her, and so my daughter's like, I want to be a superhero. She's like all excited, and that's what I don't know. I love it. I
Yeah.
love that she's passionate about it and wants to work out with me.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. Well, Maren, if you don't have anything else for the nutrition part, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the Facebook Live, but stay on here, okay? All right. So let's
I'm here.
see. I can figure out how to do this. There we go. All right, so I stopped that part. All right, cool. So let's see.